Hi everyone. I wanted to create something that feels genuinely useful for you as SENCo community subscribers. Not just surface level advice, not generic have a bubble bath style well-being. Something a bit more rooted in the reality of the role because the SENCo role is very different to any other role in a school. It carries cognitive load, emotional load, moral weight, leadership pressure, and often very little protected space to process any of it. So that's why I'm launching an exclusive SENCo Wellbeing Insight series just for community subscribers. And these are going to be short, focused sessions around 10 to 15 minutes each, bite-sized but helpful, something you can watch between meetings or at the end of a long day, have a listen to in the car on the way home, and hopefully walk away with some practical strategies as well as some ideas of what you should and shouldn't put up with. So the theme running through the whole series is what I call the lobster pincer movement, and you'll probably see me making this signal at some point during the series or several times, no doubt. So we have our top-down pincer, and that's your whole school setting. So what your school and your environment can do to support your well-being as a SENCo, and what your school should be doing just in general, just to support your SENCo well-being and the well-being of all the people in your school. And then the other one is bottom up, and then that is all about you. So your boundaries, what you should be putting up with, your nervous system, regulation, stress responses, and the everything that involves being under pressure in schools in today's setup. So most well-being advice only tackles one side of it, so either the environment or individuals, but I just want to think about it as a whole thing so that you're thinking about what your school can do for you and how you can contribute to your school in order to make it a nicer place for everyone to work, as well as what you can be doing yourself to support yourself. And all this wraps up in sort of various elements of the job which are individual to SENCos and that particular role in school. So we cover all of that in this series because you can't mindset your way out of a nervous system overload, and you cannot regulate your body out of a structurally unsustainable workload. So we're going to look at both at once because we can try and pull them apart and support you in untangling that web of despair sometimes. So we're going to talk about the fatigue in terms of like LA expectations, leadership dynamics, parental conflicts, imposter syndrome, moral injury boundaries as well, emotional overfunctioning, the invisible pressure of holding everyone else together. And that's not only at school, is it? Sometimes or often it's also at home as well. I completely appreciate that. And this is not about pretending the system isn't hard, it's about strengthening you within it, so giving you some resilience. The aim is simple to help you feel more regulated, more strategic, and less alone in the role. So, again, this is exclusive to a SENCo community of subscribers because this is your protected space, a place where we can talk honestly about what the role really feels like without having to soften for anyone else. And for everybody, though, there is an SOS button on my SENCo resources page on my website. So www.positiveyoungmind.com/SENCo resources. And if anyone is feeling in crisis or worried about their well-being, then feel free just to press the button. I'll get back to you as soon as I can, and we can either set up a Zoom meeting or have an online chat. And lots of people have messaged me in the past few years just to let me know where they're at, what they're dealing with, and we've come together just to think about some ways to move forward. So don't be afraid to use that if you need to as well. So if you are already in the community, I can see you're already investing in your development as a SENCo. Hopefully your school is paying, but again, it's cost effective enough for everybody to hopefully be able to afford it. And so this is another layer of that investment, really. Short, focused, practical, and real. So I'm really looking forward to building this with you. Let's strengthen the SENCo from the inside out.